And welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Watsu-K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. So here we go, Week 14 in the National Football League. As I record, it is Friday. The Thursday night game already happened. I apologize for not getting a video out sooner, but I was very much under the weather on Thursday. Still not feeling great, but feeling well enough to record. So that's just the way that it had to be, I guess. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to pick all 13 games on the NFL schedule. We don't pick against the spread. We pick winners. And then we're going to rate them 13 down to 1 from the game we have the most confidence in, 13 points all the way down to the game we got the least confidence in. That game gets 1 point. But before we do that, we got to recap how we did in Week 13. And I got to tell you, it was a good week. We went 13-3, 129 points. But more than that, the 3 games we got wrong were the 3 games I had my least confidence in. So I did pick pretty well, and I knew the games that I wasn't sure about, if that makes sense. So I'm feeling pretty decent about that. For the season, we are at 123 wins and 71 losses, 1,118 points. That puts us in the 85.1 percentile of all players on the ESPN website, up 1.8% from last week. Now, let's get into Week 14. 6 teams are off. This is the last round of buys. You'll notice as we go through these games, you have a lot of intriguing games and you have a lot of infuriating games. It's a lot of good against good and a lot of bad against bad. As a matter of fact, 5 of the 13 games feature 2 teams that have losing records. So I think this is going to be a pretty difficult week, but let's see what we do. Okay, game number 13, the game I got the most confidence in is the Carolina Panthers at the Philadelphia Eagles. I am taking the Eagles. Credit to Bryce Young. Those are 4 words I didn't think I would be saying all season long, but he's showing some moxie. He's been showing some resilience. But Philadelphia is a major step up from even Tampa Bay. The Eagles are flying right now, 8 straight wins. I don't even need to tell you how good that running game is with Saquon Barkley. Now they match up against the Panthers' run defense, which gives up the most yards league-wide. This game will not be pretty. The only chance Carolina has is if Philadelphia just completely overlooks them. So give me Philly, best bet. Number 12, the New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. It's like, thank you, sir. May I have another, right? Sauce being hurt, not expected to play. That's going to open the Miami passing game up. And this offense has not been all that good for Miami. Both Hill and Waddle have had down years. Hill is averaging under half of the yards per game he was last year. But Jonnu Smith has emerged as a tight end in the passing game. I think this is a statement game after having a 3-game winning streak, losing in the cold in Green Bay. Now they're home in 70-degree weather. And I know the Jets can rush the passer well, but Tua gets the ball out of his hand faster than any other quarterback in the league. Tua is also 4-0 against Gang Green. And on the other side, Miami doesn't have the best defense in the world, but their secondary is good enough to contain the Jets' wide receivers. Plus, the last time the Jets won a game in Miami, Rex was still the head coach. So give me Miami. Number 12. Number 11, a Super Bowl rematch from many years gone by, the Las Vegas Raiders against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. I expect kind of an ugly game here. You've got Aiden O'Connell against the Tampa Bay defense. That matchup doesn't sound too favorable for O'Connell. But you know what? That Tampa Bay defense did allow Bryce Young to throw for almost 300 yards last week. But as you really break it down, there's no position group. There's no place on the field where the Raiders are better. I think Baker Mayfield in the run game will make enough plays against the team that has dropped 8 straight games. So give me Tampa Bay at home. Number 10, it is the Atlanta Falcons at the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins comes back to face his old friends. Atlanta, they've dropped 3 straight. They have scored just 36 points in 3 games. And that's crazy because they used to score around 36 points every single week. Kirk has a league-high 9 interceptions under pressure, and that's not good against the defense led by Brian Flores that's known for its blitzes, that's known for its ability to get pressure. Vikings, I think, have been forgotten about a little bit. They've only lost 2 games, but I think people are not really thinking about them. It seems to be all about Detroit and Philadelphia, and I don't think Atlanta's slowing down Jones, Jefferson, Addison, and company. I'm taking Minnesota at home. Number 9, let's go to the AFC North, the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, Jameis Winston, he's playing okay aside from the pick sixes. Cleveland won against Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago in the snow, but not for a second do I see them winning against Pittsburgh twice in 3 weeks, especially in Pittsburgh. Cleveland is 1-19 in their last 20. in the Steel City. Let's go to number 8, the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Tennessee Titans. Sadly, these teams still have to play each other twice. I'm taking Tennessee in this game at home. Jaguars are 0-9 straight up in their last 9 road games and 1-9 in their last 10 games straight up in Tennessee. Mac Jones will be in a quarterback as Trevor Lawrence unfortunately goes on injured reserve. Jones has started in place of Lawrence twice, and in those 2 games, the Jaguars scored 1 touchdown and generated 13 total points. And if there is a secondary Will Levis can have a good game against, it's Jacksonville. 273 passing yards allowed per game. That's the league worst. I'm taking Tennessee at home. Number 7, the Buffalo Bills at the LA Rams. I needed to think about this one a little bit. I think a lot of the people are just assuming Buffalo is going to blow them out. I know the Bills have won 7 in a row. The offense is humming, but it is a cross-country flight on a short week. When the Rams have a healthy Matt Stafford with all his weapons, they're a hard team to beat, especially late in the year. However, he did sprain his ankle. The Rams' young defense, they are aggressive. They will pressure Josh Allen. I'm still going to take the Bills, but yeah, it's kind of a close call. So I will take the Bills. Number 6, the San Diego Chargers of Los Angeles at the Kansas City Chiefs. This is the Sunday Night Football game. You know this is going to be a close one. Well, the Chiefs get 2 extra days of rest. They're at home. Chargers on the road for a second straight week. Their offense, it's getting a little bit beat up. Ladd McConkey is fighting a knee injury. J.K. Dobbins is on injured reserve. Gus Edwards and Kamani Vidal are going to have some success on the ground for the Chargers to really have a chance in this game. But Kansas City has the 3rd best run defense in the NFL. Looking at the KC offense, Isaiah Pacheco is settling back in at running back. I think he's going to be the difference in this game. Give me the Chiefs at home. Number 5, the Green Bay Packers at the Detroit Lions. By the time you're watching this, that game will have gone final. I did pick the Lions. I felt both teams would run the ball very well. Just felt that the Lions were on a mission, and I just had more trust in Jared Goff being consistent than I did Jordan Love. Obviously, it was a game that came down to the last play of the game. Detroit won, so hey, I got 5 points there, so that's pretty good. Number 4, the Cincinnati Bengals at the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Okay, these last 4 games I think are complete toss-ups. Now, the Bengals are 1-7 in one-score games, and that defense has now lost linebacker Logan Wilson. They were already struggling to close out games or complete comebacks. It just got even harder for them. Now, Joe Burrow, God bless him, 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I just feel brutal for that Cincinnati offense. The defense lets them down week in and week out. They've allowed 34 points or more 6 times this year. But against Dallas, I think they're going to be able to do enough. Trey Hendrickson will be going against rookie left tackle Tyler Guyton. He has been called for the league's 2nd most penalties and surrendered as many sacks as any first-year offensive lineman. And I don't think Dallas, their offense, will be able to run the ball well enough to keep Burrow and the offense off the field. I'm going to take the Bengals with my number 4 pick. Number 3, this is a big one. The Seattle Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals. 2nd time in 3 weeks that they square off. Seattle won at home. Now they head to the desert. Seahawks enter on a 3-game winning streak, including a 16-6 win over Arizona. You know, the Cardinals are very up and down. They've lost 2 in a row after a 4-game winning streak. Seattle has won 6 straight versus Arizona. Right now, I just have a better feel about Geno Smith than I do Kyler Murray. In 2-minute drills, he has been a beast. He ranks 2nd among quarterbacks in passing yards, pass touchdowns, and rush yards in the 2-minute time frame. The Seahawks, they have a NFL best 37-point differential in the final 2 minutes of a half. And not only that, Geno Smith has 3 game-winning drives and 3 fourth-quarter comebacks this year. That's 2nd in the NFL in both categories. The only quarterback ahead of him, some guy in Kansas City named Mahomes. I'm going to take Seattle on the road. Number 2, the New Orleans Saints at the New York Giants. Well, this game qualifies as infuriating. A 6-18 combined record. The Darren Rizzi effect is wearing off for the Saints. They are missing a lot of players, too. You've got a dome team on the road in a cold weather stadium after losing maybe its most dynamic offensive weapon in Taysom Hill for the year. Plus, coming out of the bye week, New Orleans allowed 156 rushing yards to the Rams. Okay, Giants are starting Drew Lock at quarterback again. I think Tyrone Tracy and Malik Neighbors can do some things against the defense, allowing nearly 400 yards per game. The one thing that gives me a little extra pause is the Giants did lose Dexter Lawrence for the season. I'm still going to go with the Giants, but yeah, it's a toss-up. And the biggest game that I have the least amount of confidence in, man, oh man, how these teams have fallen to different extents. The Chicago Bears at the San Francisco 49ers, in my mind, both very, very disappointing teams. I think most people had the Niners as the best or second best team in the NFC. And the Bears, I got to be honest with you, I had them as a wild card contender. They just lost all these close games. But, San Francisco, I'm going to take Chicago in this game. I don't think there's a team as beat up in the NFL physically and mentally as San Francisco. First and foremost, prayers for Trent Williams and his family with all that they are going through right now. The Niners probably need to win out to stay alive. I think the fact that the Bears did get rid of Matt Eberflus, they've had some extra rest. They play a lot of close games and always find ways to lose. I just like what I'm seeing from Caleb Williams. He's taking care of the ball, 232 straight passes without an interception. I just think the Bears have one last burst in them. If this game was in Chicago, I'd put a little more confidence in them. But the fact that it's in San Francisco or Santa Clara, I think the Bears just get a little bit of a mental lift with the change in coach. I just don't think the Niners have anything left to give. Their top two running backs out, Debo beat up, Nick Bosa not expected to play. Give me Chicago on the road with my number one pick. All right, guys, those are my picks. If you've got some picks you want to throw down there in the chat, throw them right down in there in the comments. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Also, be sure to check out my videos about the Jets and the Dolphins game, the full game preview, plus the 5 bold predictions game as well. Have a great day. I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where, the Wicker Chair.